Happy Easter, everyone. My name is Doris Victoria. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, this is the channel where you will get personal empowerment and inspiration that hopefully helps you on your journey to continue your life remembering how beautiful you are and how deeply loved you are, and that we are all sacred and precious beings. And you know, Easter, this is such a perfect time right now. We just had the spring equinox, the balanced day and night, and also the beginning of spring. And oftentimes Easter is very much associated to the beginning of spring, because in religious terms Easter represents the resurrection of Jesus, and the egg kind of represents the outcoming of the tomb for Jesus and resurrection, so to speak. So Easter has a very, very beautiful, deep spiritual meaning for me, because it is the beginning, if we want it to be, of a new version of ourselves. You know, spring is a very, very powerful time, because if you plant seeds, you have to actually accept and respect the seasons. If you plant seeds in spring, they will definitely grow because they are inspired and they are supported by the natural rhythms of earth. Whereas if we plant seeds in winter, for example, they might not come up the same way like they would, you know, be able to do that in springtime. So my message for you today is, it is time. Okay, so like, we're just looking back on March a little bit. We are really having strong geomagnetic storms right now going on Earth, and we also have solar flares again hitting the Earth. For those of you who are sensitive, I kind of feel symptoms like, sometimes I feel like I'm fainting, but I'm not fainting. I feel very, very nauseous. I feel like I need more rest than usual. It's like we are all invited to go back to our Easter egg and, you know, become the soul's version that we signed up before we incarnated here on Earth. So Easter, my dear ones, is such a sacred time, because look at yourself. Look at snakes, for example. Every year they're growing and they're growing, and then they're shedding the old skin. And the old skin represents kind of like an old version of ourselves. The new skin of the snake, the new snake is bigger, you know, more adult. It is a new, brighter, powerful, more adult version of ourselves. And when I speak about adulthood, you know, adulthood is more the sum of our experiences here on Earth, because we don't grow with years. I believe that we grow through our experiences and by the way that we transform them. So when we look at autumn, for example, in autumn trees are leaving, they're shedding their old leaves. You know, the leaves are becoming brown after summer, and then in autumn, with the winds that are blowing, the leaves are being shed from the tree. And then the tree in winter, it kind of retreats. It's kind of like a hibernation. It goes within. And I always said that this is how we humans should live. We should have more time for ourselves in winter, you know, not working according to a system that doesn't really adapt to the natural rhythms of Earth. But so going within, doing more meditation in winter, you know, retreat. And I mean, we are invited to do this because it's getting darker so much earlier. The nights are so much longer, the days are shorter. And I believe that all these natural Earth rhythms are also guiding us human beings to live in accordance with it, to remember who we truly are. So we are all being educated to follow a system and not really listen to this part, to this sacred, let's say feminine part, because it's a very intuitive way of living. If you take time for yourself in winter, go within, ask yourself, what needs to go and what can I rebring to the surface? What can I rebirth within myself? And then we get into spring, and spring is the moment where we are doing that with ourselves. We are remembering maybe who we are more. We are remembering more who we are, and we are willing to bring a new version of us to life. Kind of like Jesus. The message of Easter, as I said, is Jesus's resurrection. So this is really a time for us to go within, I believe, to meditate, and then feel worthy just because we are. And I've been talking about this piece of worthiness in many of my past videos, because it is just so important. You know, if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to have the consciousness for that. Like, let's say you want to be in a healthy body. You have the healthy body consciousness, but you also have the sense of worthiness, that you deserve to be in a healthy body. Or let's say you want to be a billionaire. You have the billionaire consciousness, and you have the sense of self-worth. And the sense of self-worth is so important. And I believe that this is exactly what's happening right now with the solar flares, the geomagnetic storms, the energies, these strong, powerful energies coming on Earth. They're awakening us to come back into our true self. They're awakening us to come back into our hearts. You know, I heard lately, and I know I talked about this before, we have actually three brains. We have the brain that is the organ that is, you know, responsible to keep our body functioning, for example, while we sleep. It is very important, but then our main brain is right here. It is our heart brain. So this is the brain that is the connection to source. It's the connection with our soul. It is, the heart is so much more powerful. And actually, I talked about this in my former videos as well. We are invited to have the heart be our master and the brain be our servant. And the way we have been conditioned is actually opposite. Most of the people are in our heads. We are in our heads. We're educated to be in our heads. So we made our brain the master and our heart the servant, but it should be the opposite. And then we have our very powerful gut, and the gut is responsible. The gut, for example, is our immune system. You know, most of the reasons that our immune system is weak is because we're not eating well, or our gut is inflamed. So our gut is the intuition. It is the voice of source in ourselves. So we are invited right now to come back into our heart and into our gut. And I believe that these geomagnetic storms, they bring up so much old stuff. But I feel like for me, for my friends, and for many of my clients, we're going through the same thing right now. We are really being encouraged to remember that we are worthy just because we exist. Every single one of you. And this really is my Easter message for you today. You are worthy just because you exist. Your soul is a spark of source, a spark of the big divine, and you are worthy just because you are. Your soul chose this physical body. You created this physical body, so to speak. You create your experiences. So remember that your soul is powerful, and it is strong, and it is your connection. It is your bridge between the divine and our physical body, our head, so to speak. So when we remember who we truly are, I believe then this is the moment where we can feel worthy again, and we go after the dreams that we have authentically and with our light brightly shining. And you know, worthiness also, so many of my clients, so many of my sisters and brothers of my soul tribe here on earth, we are going through the same, how can I say, issues, so to speak, that many of the people do not feel inherently worthy, but we are. We are. And I believe that this is what every spiritual master and mistress or goddess here on earth wanted to tell us. Every single one of us is worthy to be the one that we came here to be, to shine our light brightly and, you know, illuminate the earth. And maybe for some people our light is too bright, but let them take out their sunglasses. This is a line that I borrowed from Lisa Nichols. You know, she always said, let other people take out their sunglasses, but you shine brightly. So I hope this message is inspiring for you, my dear one. Please let me know in the chat what you took away from today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Share it with friends and family. Again, thank you for being here in my channel. May you be blessed, and may this be the moment where you allow yourself to awaken, to resurrect your soul's version and live as your soul's version here on earth. Mwah. Much love. Bye for now.